Mia. How did Marcellus and her meet?
I don't know. However people meet people. She used to be an actress.
Oh, really? Did she do anything out of scene?
And I think her biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
Pilot? What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick TV shows is they make one show. That show's called a pilot. Then they show that one show to the people who pick shows. And on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get chosen and become television programs. Some don't. Become nothing.
Ah, yes. Welcome, all of my friends, to Couch Pilots, the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but won't you please call me the Black Babushka? And with me, as always, is my Russian grandmother, Captain Philip Arestashur.
Well,
Good evening.
hello there, Sonny. How are you doing?
I'm good, Russian grandmother. How are you?
I'm drinking vodka and making some meatball stew.
Oh, Grandma. Same old Grandma, Russian.
Put your hands in my pockets. I'll show you Russian.
What's that now?
Put your hands in my pockets. I'll show you Russian.
All right, here I go, right in the pocket there. Let's see what's going to happen. Grandma, what big boner you have.
All the better for you to suck it with.
All right, that is quite enough.
Can't do it.
Someone screwed up and left these drops on here. Oh my god.
I'm sorry your thing's all cattywampus, your wire cord there.
Oh, I don't care about that. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm very sick, actually. I'm very tired. I'm physically tired. And you will notice a difference in the sound quality for this episode. We are in the hangar of FCF Airport because the pilot's lounge is not ready.
Yeah, we're going under some extreme reno right now.
Extreme reno, wearing me out reno.
Yeah.
And so you will notice a sound quality difference. Give us 2 weeks to get things finished up.
Yeah, we're just putting the spit polish in. And when I say we, it's you. I'm not doing anything.
Molly, stewardess Molly did all the painting.
Aw.
And I'll show you all the parts that she messed up on later on.
That'll be fine.
But it looks nice.
Would you rather just do everything yourself?
No, I don't want to paint. I'm glad she painted.
But it's bothering you the shit she messed up though, right? Like I little bits. Can you point one out actually right now?
Yeah, like right there on the door frame.
Oh, so it got a little on the trim.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can touch that up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, she did a great job. She was sick the whole time. But
Everyone say you've brought me into a hangar of sickness. You've beckoned me.
But everything in the hangar is new, so
right.
It shouldn't have any germs on it.
Well, I was recently in contact with someone who was sick, and I tell you what, my man, I got out of there because I don't take any medicines ever. I never take any drugs or anything like that. But I started taking these little gummies, like emergency gummies.
Okay.
And there's these little like vitamin C packs you mix in with water. And like for a day and a half after I had like extreme contact with this person, I kept like down in this shit, and I didn't get sick. And I don't know if it has anything to do with that.
Can you define extreme contact?
I cannot.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. I will not.
What?
Don't call me that. Listen, so I don't know if I need to get on another regimen of this vitamin C intake to stave off whatever.
You were 20 feet away from the stewardess.
Yeah.
But me, I don't think it's viral. I think it's just physically just worn out because I've done a lot of work.
Yeah. And then can we talk about what's coming up for you or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got something big on the horizon for you.
Yeah.
And so you're already tired, and now you're going into this. Did you go to work today?
No, I didn't go. Yes, I went to work today. I didn't go yesterday.
Why not yesterday?
Originally, I was going to watch Eli because of President's Day, but instead I worked from 9 till 7 down here.
Okay. So you've been a busy boy,
yeah.
but it's all culminating in this coming Thursday at the time of recording.
Yeah, this coming Thursday, I'm going to have a camera shoved up my butthole.
A live feed.
I asked him, hey, can we stream this on YouTube? We have a Couch Pilots has a YouTube.
People would love
channel.
to see what the inside of you looks like.
Right, and they said for privacy reasons we cannot do that. So,
But you're the private. It's your private.
it's my privates. When does it stop being private? How many people has to see it before it stops being a private?
Well, I mean, if it can't be less or more than 100. So I think you've already crossed that, right? So your privates are now public.
My publics.
You've gone public, right?
Yeah, I've gone public.
People can buy stock in your cock.
You got me right. Stock in the cock. I like that. But yeah, no. So I'm getting because I had talked about a few weeks back about my anal issues and how I thought I had anal cancer.
And everyone in the room, because we had David Lytle as a guest,
right?
And then we had Matt and Kevin here, and everybody except me was laughing at you,
right?
And then all I wanted to do was start silent bingo for you,
right? So it's probably not ass cancer. I'm aware of that, but there's got to be things. The system is not working correctly.
Okay, I'll give you that. This is something I went home and ruminated about. A couple nights ago,
You thought about me?
Oh,
my
yeah.
butthole?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was
You're not
out.
the first guy to do that.
I believe that. Oh, yeah. So I was out at this bar with Kevin Clark, and we were talking about when you how you keep.
I didn't get invited to that.
Absolutely not. We were talking about how you and Molly had that secret thing that you bought. Remember when we all went to that sex shop?
Yeah.
And then I wasn't in the room for whatever reason, and then you secretly bought something,
Right.
And then you would never reveal what it is,
Right.
Okay, so that night we were talking, and we were like, it definitely was something for in the butt, and then
What?
in someone's butt, and I'm thinking, is this gel that's coming out of you some sort of anal lube related to what you purchased that night?
No,
that was summer of 17.
It was the summer of 17.
Yeah.
No, what we bought has no bearing on this.
Completely unrelated.
Completely unrelated.
Ah, man, another theory shut down. And I have to take your word for it.
Yeah.
You could be lying straight to my face, but I believe you.
No, it doesn't have to do with this.
Okay.
That would be a lot of lube for 24/7.
I don't know how often you're active with this.
It's every day. Oh, active with what? What I bought or what I got?
I don't know how often the butt plug you definitely
No,
bought
I did not
with
buy a butt
anal
plug.
lube goes in your butt.
No.
I don't know how often that happens, and then in the result, the gel that's coming out of you.
No, it's not gel. It's discharge.
It's discharge.
Yeah. If it was
Okay.
gel, it wouldn't have the consistency.
Clear discharge.
It's not clear. I didn't say it was clear. I never did say. I said it was a mustardy color.
Clear as the night. Clear as the night sky.
How are you doing? Enough about my butt. How's your hair? Your
That's
hair,
weird.
Your hair is getting really long on top.
It's funny. Okay, on top, because I just got the sides and the back cleaned up a little
Right?
bit.
Are you going back to long hair, no care?
The flannel phobia.
Yeah.
This has been a virtually flannel-less winter for
Yes,
me.
I was going to mention that.
Okay. I've converted to sweaters. Yes. I am change. I always change.
You're becoming an old man. Is what it
I
is.
don't know about that.
You're less hipster, more old manish.
I don't know if that's right. Yeah, I got the back and sides trimmed up. I don't know. I think I said don't touch the top.
Yeah.
Keep that shit long, baby girl. And
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Keep that shit long, baby girl.
Yeah, no,
Are you talking about her vagina hair or your hair?
No, I'm talking. That's what an odd thing to ask me. Wow, what an odd thing to say to me. Unbelievable. No, this was a woman, or actually, it was a baby girl cutting my hair. It's the kind of quality you get at a Great Clips, you know?
Right.
So,
What did she talk like?
it sounded a lot like this.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say, way-ho. I say boom, boom, boom. Now everybody say, way-ho.
I like it.
Hey, that's good.
I'm proud of you because you're able to quickly move from one soundboard to the other, which is great. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Let's see if I can do another one. Oops.
Don't do that one.
So much good stuff. Hard times, baby.
Hard times.
What's this one here?
Adam Cole, baby.
I don't know what that is.
He's my favorite wrestler.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to talk about wrestling.
No, me neither. Let's talk about why we're here.
Okay. TV. Oh, this is 170 episodes.
Is it really?
This one is 170.
Holy shit!
It's weird to think that, right?
So we've spent at least 75 Mondays together.
Yeah, but it goes way beyond that. Come
Yeah,
on.
it does.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of work.
We both have. Yeah, it's over 3 years of this show. And you know what? Some would say it's just getting better. And that someone is only me.
Right. So probably around the time of CouchCon is going to be episode 200, roughly, right? I would say somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's always around our
30 weeks?
anniversary.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So 200, and I've got something big and special cooked up for 200. Yep, I'm excited. Today we're talking about a television pilot, as we do every episode.
Right.
Right?
It's not the first time we've talked about a television pilot.
It's quite literally the 170th time we've done this. So if you're joining us for the first time, go ahead and unsubscribe and never look back, because you are way late to the party and we are not interested.
It's going to take you a long time to get the backstory.
Well, the guy that we're here kind of this season of Couch Pilots celebrating did exactly that and went back and checked out everything.
Right.
The fella goes by the name of Chris Tuckley, all the way from the United Kingdom. You and I are in the Midwest of the United States of America.
Do we know like what city in the UK he is from?
Birmingham?
Is it really Birmingham?
I don't know if that's I don't know.
Oh.
Westchester?
Blackpool?
Lincolnshire? Oh boy, look what you did. I know what this is
Fishguard?
now. I know what this is now.
No, you don't know what this is. Oh, yeah, you probably do. But that's for next episode.
Yes, we're in season 17. We're wrapping it up. The next episode will be our last one for season 17. And it's a United Kingdom season. Chris Tuckley from across the pond, super fan of Couch Pilots, said, I have found 10 pilots from the United Kingdom. Won't you please do them? And we did exactly that.
Yeah, he gave us the links. We've always said since day one, if you want us to do a pilot that you know about, just send us the link.
Just send it to us. I promise. We're lazy, okay? I don't want to go around looking for links all day or day. If you can bring them
for links in all the wrong places. He's looking for links with no traces. Bless his heart. He's got long hair again.
Do you like Garth Brooks?
No.
Okay. He comes around every once in a while. Tickets, $300.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, that's what you do, is you just don't tour, and then you, like, every 5 years you tour. That's like Aerosmith's playing a month in Vegas. You know, just imagine how much those are.
They rake it in and then take off.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that there's on March 22nd on Netflix, there's a Motley Crue movie coming out. It's going to be bad, but I want to watch it.
Are there actors portraying
Yes,
them?
actors portraying him.
See, I think you and I hit, like, our age difference is the exact right gap to where a lot of that 80s glam butt rock, like, I'm kind of like, eh. But you were that was kind of like, you probably loved that shit.
That was my
back
ballywick,
then.
yeah.
Yeah. And no offense, to me, I'm like, yeah.
Well, it's more about their lives and, like, all the fucked up shit they did, I think. But I'm looking forward to it. The trailer comes out today, but I didn't watch it yet.
What's that one guy? CC DeVille? He's in there?
He was in Poison.
Oh.
God, what the fuck is wrong with
Well, I'm trying
you?
to think. He's
Tommy Lee,
Okay.
Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, and the other guy.
the other guy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I saw a picture of Tommy Lee recently. Age is catching him. Man.
Oh, yeah, it caught him a long time ago.
He married a lady that is like about 5 years younger than me.
Really?
God bless him. She's a good-looking broad too. No, maybe she's the same age as me. I can't remember. So I was looking at a couple guys who are older who married people around my age. I'm like thinking it would be weird, like if you and I were to like marry, I don't know, Julia Roberts,
Right.
or like Sally Field,
Or like that girl at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was so like,
what an inside thing to say.
here's the thing, like, and we'll keep it inside. It's fine.
No, come
But
on.
what I want to say is, it's so funny because people say stupid shit on our text thread all the time, and like, a lot of times people say shit that's like over the top, right? The one time I say something over the top, everybody's like, "Ooh, like whoa, put on the brakes."
we can't not say anything about it, right? It's up to you. It's with your comfortability.
Do you notice that Dustin never responds to anything
All right,
anymore?
fair enough. No, he does. He's around. All right, we'll move on from that, even though you brought it up. But yeah, you said something wildly inappropriate on Instagram.
But everybody was just like, dislike, because all have iPhones.
Well, I kept doing the question mark thing because I was pretty sure I knew what you were talking about, but at the same time, I didn't want to really know what you're talking about. Something with a lady,
It was related to what we were talking about. Tommy Lee.
pretty young lady.
She was. If I would have got a picture of her, then you guys would have changed your mind.
Well, then you should have done exactly that.
She just kept looking at me the whole time. I couldn't.
You could have done a. She's probably like, who's this fucking weirdo
She
looking
was
at
like,
me?
Grandpa, quit staring at me.
I don't have much to say about that. All right. Do we have any fan feedback?
Oh, we got tons of fan feedback.
Oh yeah, we got a phone call.
Yeah,
right?
let's go ahead and do the phone call. It's been a while
It's been a while.
since we had a phone call. Go ahead and tell them the dial-in number. It's 910 Pilots 1, which equals.
Yeah, thanks for that setup. That classic setup. Back and forth between you and I. It's 910-745-6871. Call us for free any time of day. Leave a voicemail. We will play it on the show, and you will get frequent flyer points.
Are you ready? Let's see if I can do it without blowing everybody's eardrums out.
Good Lord.
Hi, Blake. Hi, Jason. It's Lori. I was just calling because I love you guys, and I miss you guys. And I know I haven't been in much communications lately. I've just been busy and manifesting like a motherfucker, you know? And, yeah. Anyhow, I love you guys, and, you're always hold a special place in my heart. You're my bros. I love you. And, Jason, you are my future ex-husband. So, yeah. So there is that. Okay. I love you guys. And you guys can, finish masturbating now. See ya.
Finish masturbating. So what she's saying is, because of her sexy voice, we're going to just masturbate?
I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I'm always about ready to masturbate, or I am just finishing masturbating. So technically she's not wrong.
Here's a question. So, you have I would say you have a sex life that's active. Would you consider yourself having an active sex life?
Not sure where you're going with this. Right into the mic if you can. Okay, sure.
All right. Sure. So with a person in his 30s with an active sex life,
yeah.
How often do you masturbate a week? Would you say?
Boy, I'm doing it right now as I'm talking to you.
Sure.
So all the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
That's the question. She called me her future ex-husband.
Yeah.
What does it mean if she calls me daddy?
Oh man,
I get that a lot from her.
From her?
Yeah.
She calls you daddy?
Yeah.
Like mean? Like fuck you, daddy, or like ooh, daddy?
I don't know.
I look. It can mean many things.
I love Lori Garcia, and I'll marry her, but it's strictly platonic. I'll tell you that right now.
Platonic. That's when you.
What are you doing on your phone? Are you looking at fan feedback?
Yeah, I got fan feedback, bro. I'm trying to get through all the pictures of girls the pet cemetery. Oh, yeah. Just keep talking. Oh, here, Dee Dee on Couch Pilots' Facebook page. There can never be too many new podcasts. Welcome to Poop Shoot.
Which got a picture of the Crypt Keeper after our episode again with was that David Lytle, right? You were talking about how you would definitely be dying soon.
Yeah. And Chris Tuckley also, she goes, sums up my feelings for Air Force One, and it's a link. It says, woman in long distance relationship with a plane loves his wings and thrusters. And it's a link to a story on metro.co.uk about a girl who is in love with an airplane. So
I don't know what that is.
I mean, you remember that girl, like that dude that was in love with like a Ferris wheel or something like that?
I remember people fall in love with inanimate objects. I think a guy changed his name to like PlayStation 2 or something, like 15, 20 years ago.
Wow.
Like, just weird stuff like that.
Little did he know there would be a PlayStation 4.
And little did it, who sent that to you right there?
Chris Tuckley.
Okay, well, little did Chris Tuckley know he's going to get some frequent flyer points, all right? I don't know how many more points this guy wants or what he's planning to do with them, but he's accumulating quite a bit.
Yeah, we got tons, and I'm kind of backed up on it, but let's go ahead and do this one. This is again from Dee Dee, and it says, hashtag Lori Garcia,
Hell
love
yeah.
her to death, miss her heps. What's a heps?
It's short for hepatitis.
Oh, okay. Makes a complete
She
sense.
may have gotten it from Tommy Lee, I don't know. You remember when he had it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, does he?
Love the heps.
Well, who's that? He was with Pamela Anderson. Mm-hmm. And Pamela Anderson was
that
with
like the
Kid
first
Rock.
sex tape, right? That was like the first like famous like celebrity sex tape.
That was one of the very first big ones. I think
Right.
there's some weird old ones of the past. Like even there was like a Marilyn Monroe one that they were like kind of dangling over people's head, like, oh, this exists, and there's an auction or some shit. But yeah, Tommy Lee and Pamela like fucking on a boat and shit.
Yeah.
I think he was steering his boat with his cock at one point.
Sure, that's what I always steer about.
Huh?
Chris Tuckleyoung on Facebook says, ideas to help Blake Clayton with his ambitions to bring Moose Lodge into the 20th century.
Here we go.
1, Moose Lodge Tarot Society with First Lady Lori Garcia. Number 2, Moose Lodge LARPing, which is funny.
I like that.
I like that one. Number 3, Moose Lodge French Club, Francis, speaking French, sampling wine and croissants. Okay. Moose Lodge Sweaty 5K. I'm not sure what this is.
I think I'm doing some 5Ks coming up.
What are you talking about?
I'm not happy about it.
Is some girl making you? God damn, we'll have a talk later. There's no reason for you to do stuff you don't want to do. Moose Lodge Skin Tag Support Group. I love that one too.
Oh boy, you're getting a lot of skin tag heat. This is great, man. You're bringing awareness to the cause.
That's what I'm all about. We have some super long ones, but
This is great.
Yeah.
This is some great stuff.
we love getting. Now I know that some people do like respond to us on Twitter and such, and I don't have a lot of those because I don't know how to use Twitter. I still
Right.
can't figure it out. And so I don't know who's talking to who. I can't see what the person said before. And so I was assuming that like you would catch my passive aggressive comment last time we recorded about, hey, if you're the one on Twitter. Are there people on Twitter saying anything?
I only report back what people involved with the show that we're reviewing
Okay,
or
so
talking about.
when fans do, you don't.
There's not a lot of fan stuff. It's mainly just me tweeting shit and like people just liking it. Not a lot of comments.
Okay.
Like the other day, you know how I was doing. People say, "Hey, what's a podcast that you would recommend?"
Right.
Right?
You would normally say Couch Pilots.
No, I say no. I say I recommend nothing to you, and people will like that because I think
Yeah.
they get it.
They get a kick out of it.
The other day, I sent out something like, "What's a good recommend to podcast?" Because I switched the words around to where it doesn't make sense, and then people still replied to me with their stupid fucking shows. So I don't know. I try to have fun on there. I don't get a lot of like what you just said. That's fan feedback.
Sure.
I don't get that. I just
Okay.
fuck around on there, and then I talk to people sometimes who are involved with the programs.
Okay. That's all I got for fan feedback.
Well, all those people are getting frequent flyer points. Those points are calculated by the 7,000 pound. We got 2 of them. Non-electrical gear, conveyor belt, pachinko machines. Whoops.
His show is built in the back of his back rooms.
Goddamn. And you get frequent flyer points. The pachinko machine knows all.
Right, and you can exchange anytime you download the show, tweet the show, interact with the show, dial in,
Yeah.
tell a friend. Anytime you do any of that stuff, you subscribe too. You get frequent flyer points, and you can use those, and you can redeem them for goods and services.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a pair of signed aviator glasses, a poster,
Yep.
used underwear,
Yep. Surprise prizes.
surprise prizes.
That's
which-
my favorite one.
Yeah, and Lori Garcia was the first ever to get.
She's a recipient. Yeah.
She's a recipient of the surprise prize box.
Yep.
And we had a good time in there.
She loves it.
Oh yeah,
You got a lot of great surprises. I'll tell you that right now.
some you would not even think that we would have.
And some you'd probably wish you didn't receive at all. Is that fair to say?
That's very fair to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
I don't know if it's come up here before, but I tore through a show called The Bone Zone,
Okay.
and it was a really funny show with a couple of comedians. And they found a guy who like made a song for like every name and every occasion. He has like 20,000 songs. And it's a fella goes by the name of Matt Farley.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get a hold of Matt right now. 'cause
Okay, I'm not going to be able to tell because I don't know who Matt Farley is.
That's fine because he's like a wholesome guy.
Oh, okay.
Like he does a lot of like
Like
childish
us.
and funny. Yeah, exactly like us. Very wholesome, like you and I. So he doesn't cuss or anything.
Okay.
But he's written like 18 to 20,000 songs.
All right.
And I would like to talk to him. He puts his phone number on Twitter for everyone to see.
Okay.
So I told him the other day that we were going to call him, and he said that's fine. So let's see if he answers the phone real quick.
All right.
I'm honestly a little nervous to call him.
And this has to do with pilots in what that way?
Oh, I didn't say it had anything to do with that.
So, folks, give us your number. We'll call you.
I mean, it's content, right?
I don't care.
Let's see.
Hello.
Hi, is this Matt?
Yes.
Hey, Matt, this is Jason. I'm a fan. I hope it's okay that I'm giving you a call.
Of course.
Do you have a minute to talk?
Let's talk. Yeah.
Okay, man. So I listened to the Bone Zone for a long time. Is it cool to bring that up?
Of course.
Okay. And I was just curious, how many total songs have you written now? Because you're kind of a media mogul in your own right, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would. 19,522.
Holy cow. And I should have started this off by saying I'm on a podcast right now. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. What's it called?
It's called Couch Pilots. We talk about TV shows that had only one episode. So, not super original, I guess. But I always thought it was really cool that Brendan and Randy would talk to you, and then you put your number out there. I was like, I should just give this guy a call. I always like hearing his songs whenever they played on the show.
Yeah, I know. It was great. Those guys have been huge, and they're so generous. They kind of spread the word about me to any chance they get. So I'm eternally grateful.
Well, and you even had him in one of your movies, right?
Yeah, it's called Slingshot Cops. It's on Amazon Prime right now, and it's hilarious. The two of them are brilliant in it.
Was there a fallout there? I mean, if you can't speak to that, it's fine. But they stopped doing the show, and I love the show. I listened to every episode.
I don't know either. I basically, I every once in a while I might email them or something just to say hey, but I don't know exactly why the Bone Zone is over. But I miss it too. I mean, it's you get attached after all those years. You really do.
Podcasting, I think, is a medium where you can really get attached to people and get to know them. Do you have any podcasts that you personally work on?
Yeah, it's called the Moturn Media Infomercial Podcast, and pretty much every week I just rant about how mad I am that I'm not more famous.
and Moturn Media is the name of your production company, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Well, very cool. Do you have any upcoming? I know you're always releasing an album or something, but do you have any upcoming movies that you're working on?
Yeah. We're gonna start filming next month. It's called Metal Detector Maniac. It's gonna be real good.
This is a horror flick or what?
It's mostly comedy. It's comedy mystery situation. It's a little bit new for us. Most of our movies are just really dumb. We're trying to be a little more intelligent with this one.
But you keep things kind of PG, right? Like you're a pretty clean-cut, wholesome figure. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, for sure. I've never said any of the standard bad words.
You've never said a bad word, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Even when you stub your toe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it out of any sort of. I don't actually have any problem with bad words. It's more just, when I was in 5th grade, all my friends started saying bad words, and then they'd be like, "Why won't you say a bad word?" And I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of saying a bad word, and so
keeping it clean despite the children.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're spitefully wholesome.
yeah, and my friends still hate it. I still see them. Quite a few of those guys, and they're still just mad every time they see me.
It takes a lot of self-control.
It really does.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's probably old hat for you now. You've trained your brain not to register those, right? Pretty much.
In my head, it's nothing but vulgarity constantly.
He's got a very thick filter. I don't have that. Whatever I think of comes out of my mouth before I can do anything about it.
You're located in the Northeast, isn't that? Are you in the Massachusetts area?
That's right. Yeah. Where are you guys?
We're in Central Illinois. It's south of Chicago, called Peoria.
Nice. Well, you should look up the guy who sings songs about cities and towns. I have a whole album about Illinois.
Oh, that's awesome.
He writes songs about everything because your philosophy is people are going to look for this thing and you will have already beat them to the finish line, right?
Yeah, basically no matter what someone might be searching for, hopefully I already have a song about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's kind of a brilliant strategy, right?
Yeah, but also, in terms of finances, that's a good thing. But also in terms of creativity, I think that it's a good system also if you just keep pushing forward and don't get bogged down by any one work.
Right.
I know a lot of writers, whether it be music or anything else, and they just they want everything to be perfect, and they just work at perfecting this one thing, and then nothing's ever perfect, and then they get frustrated and they quit. Whereas I make something as good as I can quickly, and then I move on.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's not much worse than it would have been if I had spent 2 months on it.
It's kind of a good strategy, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't get to 19,000 plus songs by like sitting on every one for a year.
Yeah, and the thing is, when people say, like, someone's like, "Oh, I spent a year working on this album," that's not true. Like, that most of the time they were watching TV. They weren't actually working on it.
Do you ever get writer's block?
No, I think the cure to writer's block is to just follow through on every idea you have all the way to completion, and then a new one will be there once you finish that one.
Yeah, the dude just works. He works hard. I mean, like I said, you can't get to 19,000 songs by sitting on your hands. The guy just plows through it.
We've only done 170 episodes of this, and I feel like we've trudged along. This guy's like, 19,000 songs, no big deal.
Is it cool, Matt, later if I play the Poop Into a Wormhole song?
Of course, I'd be honored. Yeah, thank you.
I love that song. It cracks me up. And did Brendan Walsh give you the idea for that song? Is that what it was, or how did that come about?
Yeah. On Twitter, I just posted that I'm going to start a new Toilet Bowl Cleaners album, and he sent me that idea, which is great. And like a year or two later, they played it on NPR.
Did they really? I didn't know that.
I was like, I can't believe that NPR is playing Poop Into a Wormhole. I've made it.
That's awesome. That's very cool. And we'll wind down here and let you go. And I seriously do appreciate you answering the phone here, Matt. But can you have an event every year? Is that right? A modern media event?
Yes, and it's called Moturn Extravaganza. This one is on May 25th. It's a 5.5-hour concert. We have 65 songs on the set list.
Jeez. Wow.
Last year, people came from Europe, people came from Australia, Canada, all over the U.S. for this, like, just, epic concert. But it's also like a meeting of like-minded individuals. All these people are drawn to this whole Moturn way of life, and we had a blast. Then the day after the show, anyone who dares to challenge me, I'll beat them in one-on-one basketball.
Wow.
At a local park.
Make sure you do your stretches.
Yeah, no kidding.
I went 4-0 last time.
That's awesome.
But hey, Peoria is not so far away. It's a long weekend. I'm just saying, I highly recommend it.
That would be awesome. And last year, is it true that you had your first cheeseburger ever last year? Is that right?
Yeah, it wasn't a cheeseburger. It was just a regular burger. But,
okay.
Yeah, first burger of any kind up on stage. It was not one of the highlights of the show. People were just kind of like, why are we watching this guy eat a burger? But yeah, I didn't like it very much. I've had one burger since then, and I don't have any plans to have another one ever.
Wow, what an interesting fellow you are.
I love it.
I get it. Hey, and Matt, thank you very much. If you want to check him out, go find Moturn Media and look up Matt Farley. And what an abundance of content you've created over the years that people can consume.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you guys.
Have a good night, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Bye.
That's like a real cool person. Just like,
interesting guy, right? Has absolutely
he's
nothing
good looking.
to do.
I looked on his website. He's a good looking guy.
Good looking guy.
So I mean, he should be out doing other stuff besides writing songs. But this guy's like, you know what? I have a passion. This is what I do. I love it. Don't give me a cheeseburger. I got songs to write.
Spitefully wholesome.
Right?
I think. Anyway, sorry. I thought this would be a good opportunity and avenue to contact that guy.
It was great talking to Matt.
Anyway. So like we mentioned, Chris Tuckley is the reason for the season.
The Tuckley 10.
Oh, I forgot. I got to get that back out.
Oh. Can we do it over? Ladies and gentlemen, the 8th installment. Ninth installment of the Tuckley 10.
Very good. So when Chris sent us all this... 10.
Yes!
Right,
10.
Chris Tuckley sent us all these links, and with each link, he sent us a little bit of information.
Sure.
Whether it's information he dug up himself, or just his personal feelings about the link that he sent us. And so I have a little information here from him now.
And this is about the pilot we're doing right here, which we have not said what it is yet.
It's called The Trial. Oh, my God. Dear Jason... The bit is now firmly between my teeth. I'm going for the full 10 to construct my own imagined UK TV season of Couch Pilots, and I have hit the mother lode. Witness the trial of Gillian Tailforth, the first and only in a planned series of celebrity court cases This is the tragic true story of UK's answer to Blake Clayton and Angie Vecchio. If Blake were a gangster and Angie a soap star, even the dates are a match, if memory serves me rightly. 1994 was indeed a very good year for the Rosies. Horticulturally yours, Chris.
Love it.
Pretty funny.
You can't ask for, it's
pretty funny.
It's very funny. You can't ask for a better fan to be doing callbacks like that knows the year when I had a relationship with Angie Vecchi.
It's one thing if like someone's like, here's a bunch of links. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But then to incorporate things from the past in a letter, this guy is a top shelf.
And next week we have a surprise for next week for the finale.
We sure do. And today we discussed the pilot episode of The Trial from the year of our Lord, 2000 plus 14. Great year.
2014. Was that a good year?
I tell you, it was a great year.
For you?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oh, boy, I was 33.
You were 33? Mm-hmm. Oh, so I've been old for... So I was 39.
Yeah. I'm still not that age. God damn, you're old, man.
39. Yeah, it was all right.
You were married, right? Or about to be married. I remember I was at your 40th birthday party, right?
Right.
And...
Yeah, so I was
you were married at that point, right?
No, I don't.
Were you not married? When did you get married? How old were you when you got married? What year?
I think we got married in 2015.
Okay, so you were engaged.
We were engaged to wed.
Wow, I wonder what I someday I pray to the gods that I know what it's like to be engaged.
I cannot wait to be your best man. I've got the speech written. I'm ready to go.
Can you give me a taste of it right now?
Friends, family, welcome to this momentous occasion. I have known this man nigh on 47 years. This is the 800th girl that he's dated that I've met. And I knew when I met her, after they had been dating for 2 years, that she was the one.
Wow.
We have seen a lot from Jason over the years. We've seen long hair. We've seen flannel shirts, ungodly amounts of flannel shirts. And we've seen sweater. And now we see corduroy, Jason. And I'm so glad that a woman has finally taken him and bought a house next door to him so she can live separately. Let's all raise a glass that the non-Italian stallion finally got pinned up. And there's a lot more. I mean, I just...
You could leave the part about 800 girls out of it, probably.
You think I should?
I
said I've known you for nigh on 47 years. That would mean you were 79 when you're getting married. I'm assuming by then you will have blown through
800.
Yeah, at the old folks' home.
I don't know if there's 800 locally. Anyway, 2014. We said it was a great year.
Sure.
But it's not 2014 right now.
No, yeah, it's 2019. We cannot look at this pilot in our eyes and mind of right now in 2019. It's not fair.
Things are different.
We have to go back to 2014 in our minds and judge it the way it should be judged based off of that year.
It's not fair. So many things are different. So many things have changed since 2014. It's only 5 years ago, but it's a different place.
We didn't have peanut butter and jelly in the same jar in 2014.
I don't know how we ever lived without it.
Right? We did not have denture cream.
Oh my God! I don't even know how we live without it.
And we did not have some of the lubricants that we have nowadays that help people have sex. They just invented it like the last year or two.
Are you saying anal
No,
lubricants?
not anal lubricants. Just lubricants in general. Sometimes women need lubricants.
Like a discharge?
No, sometimes women need lubricants to keep moist.
Why can't... Is there something wrong with the partner to where they can't get the men excited anymore?
No, I think it's a body thing.
What happens to the body?
Well, they have.
I gotta tell you, I don't have that problem.
Well, yeah, because you haven't hit that age yet. But there is an age where women go through menopause, and that's like the first warning sign of menopause is like you dry up down there.
Turns into a desert. There's a lot of lip friction. Lip friction.
It goes.
I'm the grip keeper.
Hey. So that's So we didn't have those. We'll get off track. In 2014, we did not have those kind of things, or we didn't have Courtney Cox either.
Oh my god. Courtney Cox is one of those people when I think about her, I'm like, she's always been around.
No.
You think back to 2014, you're right. There was no such thing.
There was no, yeah.
So weird.
It's amazing.
So when we go back there, we talk about things that happened in 2014 to put us in that mindset. And since we're talking UK pilots, we're talking about UK history right now.
So all you Americans, pay attention.
Yeah,
you'll learn something.
Yeah, maybe you'll learn something today. Listen to Couch Pilots.
You won't just assume you know what British people are like.
I like to think that last episode, when everything was so serious, remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Hold on, listen.
It was really good.
What did you... I was listening to Karaoke Big E today, and they referenced that on the show. What did you tell those guys about that episode?
I just told them that there was no jokes. And they both looked at me like, why would you fucking do that?
What did you say?
I said, it actually turned out to be fucking hilarious.
It was pretty good, right?
No, it was hilarious.
One of my very few good ideas.
Well, it's one of those things like if you've listened to the show before, it's funny, but if you've never heard the show before, you're like, what?
These fucking idiots.
These guys suck. We like inside jokes. Because we do those for our fans, the dedicated fans.
That's a big nod to everybody who's put up with this fucking shit for as long as we've been doing it. But yeah, I heard Karaoke Big E, and I was like, what did Blake tell those guys? I wonder how he delivered that information about a serious episode to them. Anyway, March 6th of 2014, Prince Harry launches the Invictus Games, a Paralympic-style sporting championship for wounded soldiers.
This show's built in the back of his back burp. So he had like a sporting events for handicapped people.
I suppose. Yeah, remember there's a movie called Invictus with Nelson Mandela. He was a character in the movie. You remember that? And like Matt Damon was in it or something?
No, I've never seen a Matt Damon movie.
I believe you. There would have been a time when I would say I don't believe you, but I do believe you. Have you ever been involved with any kind of Olympic games that aren't the real Olympics?
No.
Like remember, DSJ is a power lifter.
Sure,
Our tarmac worker, Down syndrome John.
He's won many gold medals in the Special Olympics.
His core strength is virtually unparalleled.
I've seen him like one time we had to, the front wheel of the plane that kind of like holds it up.
Yeah.
One time he lifted up the front of the plane so he could slide one of those
blocks under
there. Blocks under there.
Yeah, I remember that. That was nuts. And then, do you remember that Mentos commercial from the mid-90s? Mentos freshness, fresh knows better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mentos fresh and full of life.
Nice.
You remember that?
No.
Okay, well, there's a commercial where there's a lady who's been parallel parked, but the cars are too close and she can't get out. So these big muscle guys come out and just pick up her tiny little European car and move it out into the street.
Awesome.
DSJ was one of those guys in that commercial.
Oh, I did not know that. I got to go back and watch that on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube for you to see. But yeah, his core strength is incredible, and he's been lifting up vehicles and like aircrafts for 20 odd years at this point.
Yeah,
insanity.
He looks like he's 21.
Yeah, you can't tell the age on a guy like that. March 29th, the first gay weddings take place in England and Wales following a change in the law in 2013, allowing same-sex marriage.
So did that happen there first before it happened here? I
guess so.
I don't know the years.
Well, I think it's almost state by state here.
Yeah.
But countrywide, it might have been first over there.
That's cool. Like that just shows you how laid back the Europeans are, right? They're like, you know what? This doesn't matter. Go for it.
Hey,
have insurance.
You want to hear a joke?
Okay.
This is not my joke. I stole this. I'm not going to get married until gay people can get married because I'm gay.
Is it Norm Macdonald?
No, it's Harris Whittles.
Oh, nice. I love Harris. R.I.P.
Oh, did you hear about that Comedy Bang Bang vinyl that's coming out? It's all the farts and procreation, like best of stuff on vinyl, on like a double vinyl.
Ooh.
I'm thinking about getting it.
Yeah.
I might have to frame that shit, all right?
Definitely.
Be cool. March 31st, a jury is selected to hear a fresh inquest into the 96 deaths caused by the 1989 Hillsborough disaster.
What happened in Hillsborough?
I didn't even put it in there.
You didn't even check?
No, I didn't.
Probably a coffee bean accident.
In the scheme of things, if I had to guess, I would say it's coffee related.
Yeah, that'd be your first guess.
The late 80s was a really dicey time for coffee.
Oh, yeah, they were cutting it and adding other stuff to it.
Yeah, that...
like dirt.
Who's that guy? Juan Valdez,
yeah.
that guy's a fucking criminal.
Yeah. He's like, what's the guy that just got in trouble finally the Chupacabra.
Jared. Oh, El Chapo.
Oh yeah, Juan Valdez was the El Chapo of coffee. Can you imagine that?
Early days, there's a lot of bean smuggling and assholes.
Yeah, there's
People were shit that looked like rabbits.
there was a lot of assassinations over turf, coffee turf.
Yeah. The coffee wars of the late 80s really brought on a Hillsborough disaster. And with the Hillsborough coffee shit disaster, I am safely and securely back in 2004. Whoops.
2014, you said.
14.
Okay.
God, you know what? I would say I need to slow down on the beer, but I'm not going to.
No, I wouldn't.
Anyway.
I have to because tomorrow I have to start a liquid diet.
Oh, that sounds awful. Carrot juice only, my friend. Why did we choose to watch The Trial?
We have 3 simple criteria normally, but we have 4 for this one. Goddamn, I know what I'm doing. You put up 4 fingers like I was going to miss it.
No, I was inviting you to be part of the 4 Horsemen for WCW. It's going to be me, Arn Anderson, Chris Benoit, and you.
Ric Flair.
No.
Woo!
Hold on, you got to give me like a 30-second head up.
And me, Ric Flair.
Go ahead.
And me, Ric Flair.
Whoops.
Anyway, okay, so there's 3 simple criteria that we normally use. God damn it, I like that one. But for this one, it's 4. The first one for this season is that it had to be a UK pilot. All right, Chris Tuckley sent us the link. It's a UK pilot. Number 2, which is usually number 1, is it had to be a failed pilot, that only 1 episode was made. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant. Number 3, which was really 2, is it had to be free. And number 4, which is actually 3,
right.
We had to find it on the internet.
Yeah. So there it is. There's all 4 of them.
Do you think I confused people?
My head is swimming. That's a song, right?
What?
My head is swimming. Dizzy. You know that song?
Uh-uh.
All right, you can find the entire episode of The Trial by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube, and you know what to do, Tube.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
It's amazing you invented that.
What's that?
It's amazing you invented
I
that.
know.
DSJ. The engine kind of sounds sputtery today.
Oh,
It was a little sputtery.
well, I tell you why. Speaking of,
Doesn't it sound sputtery?
this is why I'll tell you, because not only did DSJ wave those golden cones out on the runway, he would also do light plane maintenance.
Oil change.
He's gone. He's thawing out in the UK as we speak.
Right, because he had a frostbite and he had to have surgery and stuff.
But we had Big E from the previously mentioned Karaoke Big E
Yeah,
podcast.
he's filling in.
Did you see that on Twitter? He applied and he got the job.
Hashtag DSJ job.
We said whoever's the first, the qualifications be damned.
Right.
And he was the first one to jump in there. But this is what I find about Big E. He's always looking for a way to make money.
Oh, yeah. He's a
Boom.
moneymaker.
20-year career as a welder. Boom.
Pizza guy.
Pizza guy at Domino's. Boom. Drug salesman.
3, tarmac worker.
And just to be clear, he sells drugs. Or he provides a promo code for CBD. And you know what? Remember that time you're like, hey, do you want to know how much money they made on the CBD? Remember that? And I said, no, I don't want to know.
Right.
I said, I don't want to. Kevin told me the other night. I did not want to know. It is unreal. Can you hear me right now?
No, I can hear you.
It is unreal the amount of money they've made. I'm not going to say it here on the show.
Sure.
But please know that there is real and there is unreal. And they are in the unreal category for I almost said shit podcast, but it's not a shit podcast. Like an independent, nothing podcast
Sure.
like ourselves.
Right.
And the amount of money they're raking in.
Like making Mark Maron money.
It's incredible. God bless them.
Yeah,
I
more
love their
power to
show. You know what? I know the money's not coming from viewers and just Big E out there plugging away, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope it brings people to their show because Karaoke Big E is an awesome program.
I love it. I sit here every time they record, and I have a good time. Always. One time I fell asleep. But that was me. That wasn't them.
I'm a little jealous, honestly. We went to Takeoff, didn't we? Okay.
Yeah, did you do it wrong? This show is built in the back of his back.
So sorry. Summary of the pilot. This is the story of Jillian Tailworth's libel case against the Sun newspaper after being arrested for gross indecency along the A1 with her gangster boyfriend, Jeff Knights.
I'm giving this an A. This show is built in the back. I'll give this the summary as an A.
That's pretty rare for you to hand out an A for a summary.
Right, but it's perfect. It's a court case, so you have to have a little bit of detail. It didn't get overly wordy, but it was good.
It's one long sentence that pretty much
encompasses. That's the word you're looking for. Encompasses.
Without a doubt. Interesting facts.
Oh, interesting facts. Do I need to say something here?
Oops, that's not the right one.
How many drinks have you had?
What's more than 5?
17. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Queen. The Queen known as Interesting Facts. We would appreciate that you keep your opinions of these facts to yourself. Awesome! You fucking wanker. And don't discuss your thoughts on these facts with anyone else because we're not going to let you taint their experience.
It's true. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Release date for this program was July 12th of the year 2014. There's an article about it. It says, concerning the trial, it says, we want this series to be a million miles away from the traditional courtroom program. So each program will use a quiet, nonstop percussion track played at an almost subliminal level, which will maintain the dramatic pace and will speed up slowly towards the end of each of 4 parts to heighten the tension as we approach the commercial breaks.
I didn't notice it.
Subliminal, maybe.
Yeah.
I knew this before I watched it, and I didn't pay attention, but technically there were like 4 parts to it. They went to commercial, and by the 4th one, it aligned with what they were saying here, and I was like, oh, that makes sense, 4 parts. But maybe subliminally, they were playing us with music, and that is a thing that can be done.
So we need to get that on here. We need to have a constant...
On Couch Pilots? Yeah. How many parts do you think Couch Pilots is?
How many parts? It's like 7.
And then where do you think we hit the peak at the ratings?
I think the banter is the peak.
And then this is all downhill for that? There's like an hour and a half of downhill?
Yeah.
The Scales of Justice figure, Lady Justice, atop of the Old Bailey, will serve as an icon for the series, and each legal case will be chosen because it contains a sensational, pivotal moment or a smoking gun, which played a crucial role in determining the outcome of the case.
Love it. I love it. I love court cases.
Okay, that's a good... Let's hit pause on interesting facts real quick. Are you a court TV kind of guy? Do you love watching high-profile court cases?
No, I mean, I don't have cable, so I really can't watch any. But
is it because you're poor?
I'm very poor.
Mm-hmm.
But
you did that to me in front of my daughter. Asked me if I was poor in front of my child.
Did I?
Oh, this is such a low blow.
Did I really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were holding on to that for so long.
No, I just remember. It was about cable too. So that's how I remembered it.
Oh. So that was not too long ago when they were on the show.
Right.
Oh, so
I've not been holding on to it very long. I thought asking you brought up you didn't have cable, and then I guess
so. How do you feel about your dad being poor?
I guess I've really just been holding on to that.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry.
Ow. I guess I'm just.
Let's get on with the show. Come on, we got things to do.
I guess I'm just pretty angry about that.
I'm sorry. I didn't do it out of malice.
I remember being like 13, 14, and there's
I almost said I didn't mean to do it out of phallus.
It was not cock-related reactions. I remember like when they created... I feel like they almost created court TV because of O.J. Simpson.
Right.
And then I was like, who the fuck wants to watch this?
But like the Making a Murderer thing, I was all up in that.
But that's more of like just a docu-series about a case. Right, I think that's different. It's not different than what we watched here.
But I would watch it. I would have watched the trial. I would if there was a particular people, celebrities that I was interested in, or court cases, like a lot of true crime stuff.
Right.
I'm very interested in that stuff too. I would like to, like the Son of Sam, like actual court.
David Berkowitz.
Yeah, I would like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I would like to see like those court cases happen, even on the boring days.
Remember when he talked to that dog and then he murdered those people?
Nah, don't talk to dogs.
That really begins and ends there, right? Like we could have avoided all that mess in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, just don't talk to the dog.
Not talking to four-legged animals.
Duh.
All right, unpause. The tone of the program will be sensitive and not vindictive, but depending on the nature of the case, it may also be funny, poignant, or downright shocking.
True.
Interesting facts.
I think it was a little bit of all of that.
I think this is a good amalgamation of all the interesting facts over.
Oh.
Whew. Right? That's all I got. There's not a lot out there. I was really kind of stretching on those facts, and I apologize.
No, you do what you do.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses? May we please have quiet on the set for Twitter responses? Please do not disrespect the Queen by interrupting us on these Twitter responses. We get a lot of them.
Yeah, and such is the case this time. We actually did get a Twitter response.
Oh, nice.
Did you see this?
No, I don't know how to work it.
I'm sure you have Twitter downloaded on your smart telephone.
I made the account.
You made the account, and then you get alerts.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. Well, we heard back from Dean Christie.
Okay.
And Dean Christie plays the guy Jeffrey Knights who got his cock sucked.
Oh, okay, the gangster.
The gangster, yeah. Or maybe it's
what's his name? Dean Jeffries.
Dean Christie.
Oh,
that's an IE at the end. Colby Christie.
Colby Jack.
Who's that girl? Colby, right? Colby and
Colby Kingston.
No. Your old co-host for IBWIP, Christie, right? The Christies, last name Christies.
Oh yeah, BJ and Coley.
Coley.
Colbier.
Coley Colbier. Was it Chris? It was Christie.
No,
that wasn't the last name.
Huh.
What's her last name?
I'm telling you.
It was. I guessed it right.
No.
Christie Fest. I'm right.
That Christie was her last name.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you said that was her first name.
No. Why are you being so difficult?
I'm very scared of this clear liquid diet
that you're on.
No, I'm going on. Yeah.
I'm gonna hug you before I leave.
No,
today.
You don't need to do that.
I want to.
No, you don't. You don't like that kind of stuff.
Am I a fucking robot to you?
No, you don't like to do that kind of stuff.
No, I love you.
I love you too.
You know I love you.
I'll be fine.
But I know you're nervous, and human contact helps. As much as a cold-hearted steel robot bastard like myself. All right. Twitter response-wise, yeah, all these programs out there, I reach out to all of them, and I say, hey, greetings from Couch Pilots. We talk about TV shows that had only one episode. Next up for us is The Trial. We are excited to watch it, and we're wondering if you had any fun or interesting info you would want to share. Thanks. Hope to hear from you. Dean Christie, one of the stars. Like I said, Jeffrey Knights, one of the people on trial, actually. Well, he's not on trial. I guess the Sun newspaper is on trial, and these are the people that have brought the case against him. Anyway, he says... He didn't say that. I just said I've been drinking a lot of beer. Dean Christie says, great fun filming this with amazing cast and crew and the amazing director Roger Pomfrey, who sadly passed away shortly after. R.I.P. Roger Pomfrey.
Ooh, jeez.
And then I responded and said, yes, when making my attempts to contact those involved, I was surprised to see Mr. Pomfrey had passed away so quickly after the project. However, happy to hear that it was a pleasant experience. Thank you for getting back with us.
Nice.
Thank you. And then there's another gentleman here.
Oh.
A fella goes by the name of Richard Wiseman. And I said the same thing to him. You know, greetings. This is what we do. This is what we're looking for. And he says, hi, was I involved in it? And I said, at least someone with your same name. What do you think it would have been like had you been involved? And he says, I don't think it was me. And I responded by saying, right, but we're in too deep now. If it were you, how do you think it would have gone? Play by play, please. No response.
Man, I thought you were going to hook him right there. I was looking for the hook.
You know, I seriously thought he was going to get back to me, but he did not. Which is fine, right?
No, that's fine. Whatever.
Anyway, I'm going to play a quick song by the gentleman we talked to earlier. It's Matt Farley. It's a song called Poop into a Wormhole. And it's I honestly, Blake, I think you're really going to like it.
No man alive would dare go inside. So send my poop for a ride. Poop, I'm gonna poop into a wormhole. Yeah, poop, I'm gonna poop into a wormhole. Poop, poop, I'm gonna poop into a wormhole. Yeah. Einstein would be filled with pride. I'm proving all of his theories right. Sending my poop to the other side. The aliens over there are in for a surprise. A stinky surprise. Poop, poop, poop into a wormhole. Poop, poop, poop into a wormhole. Poop, poop, poop into a wormhole. Yeah, that's right. I'm doing it. Poop, poop. I'm gonna poop into a wormhole. Poop, I'm gonna send my poop into a wormhole. To the other side. Poop into a wormhole. Yeah. And when I'm done, I'm gonna empty my bladder onto some dark matter. Oh yeah.
Nice. I liked it. It's something you can dance to.
This is what I think. Matt Farley, he's got like an idea, and then he takes that idea and splits it into 1,000 pieces, and he sits in front of like his keyboard and just jams it out.
Sure.
He's got, I think, like a bunch of different band names, like the Toilet Bowl Cleaners, but it is just him.
I'm sure.
And he cranks these things out, and I love that. I think
That's
that
awesome.
song's
No,
hilarious,
that's
right?
gag.
And that's like the dirtiest he'll ever get is talking
Really?
about poop and pee.
Ah.
He'll never say shit or ass.
His poo-poo and pee-pee jokes.
He's got great poo-poo and pee-pee jokes. And you know what I got? I got about 10 minutes on the clock here, ready to talk so much about the trial. Are you excited for that?
I'm excited. It's gonna take me the whole 10 minutes.
Hold
for
on
sure.
a second. Who's this guy? Come here. The baggage boy, Eli. Come here. Are you in pain right now? Come speaking of this. Come get weirdly close to Uncle Jason. Are you in pain?
No.
You are growing so fast. I feel like you have to be in pain.
No, I'm not in pain.
What's that? Oh, I'm sorry.
He's like a Great Dane. They grow so fast and they're just in pain all the time.
Is that the truth about
Yeah.
Great Danes?
Yeah.
They're always in pain because they're so big?
Yeah, they're growing so fast.
What an abomination against God. Tell me about your shirt that you're wearing.
Well, it's a Crystal Lake shirt, and it's a Runners Club shirt.
Now, this has nothing to do with where Kevin Clark is from in Crystal Lake, Illinois, but rather the Friday the 13th films?
Yes, Friday the 13th.
Where did you get that from?
Kohl's.
Oh, so your mom bought it.
Yes.
I have.
I'm very grateful.
Don't worry, she doesn't listen.
Have you seen any of the Friday the 13th films?
Yes.
Stay down here. I'm not done with you. Stay down.
Yes, I have.
And what do you think of those? Are they scary? Are they silly? Do you have fun with them?
The first one was kind of teenage romantic stuff, like bleh.
Yeah. Those slasher films always have bare naked boobies in them.
It's been.
All right, get the hell out of here. Thank you, Eli. Hey, take some of this baggage with you, will you?
Bonsoir.
Actually, do you want some salsa?
No, he doesn't eat salsa.
Do you not eat salsa?
You can't take that upstairs. He will dump it and it will go all over the place.
Oh, golly, I hope that's not true. Oh boy, always a nice treat when the baggage boy comes in
the middle of a flight. He doesn't come up beforehand and say, "Hey, everything's bagged up." No, he just comes in the middle of it.
Logically, it makes no sense at all.
And ironically, he needed batteries.
For what?
I don't know.
See the vibrator?
I don't know.
10 minutes on the clock. I'm starting now. We're breaking down what happened when you and I individually, separately viewed the trial.
Gillian Taylorforth?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Taylorforth.
It's a reality. She's a reality show star. We already said that. Her boyfriend's a gangster, and there's a wigged judge. This is what I noticed right off the bat is all the judges, all the lawyers, all have wigs on, and they're like obvious wigs.
They're ill-fitting.
They're ill-fitting wigs.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I wonder, like you and I are so used to American culture, I wonder what other cultures would come and say, hey, this thing you're doing is ridiculous. This is something that the British people do that is unreal.
Right.
Because you're right. You can very clearly see their nice haircuts.
Yeah.
And then like someone just kind of plopped a powdered shit wig on top of their head.
In this, you'll see later on they go outside of the courtroom to do a reenactment, and they all have taken off their wigs.
Doesn't make any sense.
So it's based on the transcripts of this true trial that really happened. On June 17th, 1992, this actress and her gangster boyfriend were pulled over in their Range Rover, all wood. and they got pulled over by a cop, and the cop says she was giving him a blowjob. She says that her boyfriend has pancreatitis, and that's the big problem. And so the Sun newspaper, they put out this story, so she's suing them for blasphemy or whatever,
libel. Do you remember where they got in trouble?
On the A1.
We're on the A1.
Detroit Avenue.
You wish. A1A. No, it's a place, and this is the most British thing I have ever heard in my life. They got pulled over at a place called, or they had pulled over themselves and got caught at a place called Trotter's Bottom.
I missed that one.
It came up like 2 or 3 times, but Trotter's Bottom is far and away the most British thing I've ever heard.
So the guy gets arrested for, and his name is Jeff Knights. He gets arrested.
That's Dean Christie, who we heard from.
He gets arrested for gross indecency, basically for a blowjob.
Yeah.
And
they keep saying that on TV, blowjob.
Right. They say blowjob a lot,
and they say fucking. The rules are a little bit looser over there.
Okay, very loose. It was at this point about 5-10 minutes in that we had to tell Eli to go to his room.
You know what they say? It's one of the I think it was the defense attorney kept saying this is impossible that this would be happening because Jeffrey Knights, who was drunk, which is I don't know why you're building that case. You shouldn't be drunk on the highway.
Right.
They said he has brewer's droop.
I wrote brewer's droop. High five that shit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's that's their defense. Is like he couldn't have been getting a blowjob because he was so drunk he couldn't get it up. And so the Sun newspaper put out this story, and 3.7 million readers heard about it.
There's a lot of talking heads too, and I don't mean David Byrne's classic 1980s new wave band. I'm talking about current people involved in politics or celebrities recounting their time or their remembrance of this thing, and I don't recognize any of these people.
Right? No, I wrote the cut from the court to experts, quote unquote experts on the subject. A blowy. That's what they called him, a blowy.
The trial took place in January of '94. Jillian takes a stand to defend herself, and she's very emotional and very because this is all reenactments. This isn't like footage from the actual trial. This is people portraying and reenacting the trial.
And she gave a great testimony. I thought it was at first I had to go, am I listening to a Spice Girl?
Yeah,
very Spice Girl.
She's very emotional and she feels shame, and I almost feel like they purposefully, if this happened in the early 90s or 94 and we're watching it literally 20 years later in this pilot, they almost look like they have dressed almost more modernly.
Sure.
Yeah. And in that, Jillian is
she didn't have the big hair or the curls.
Right. She was kind of sexy, right?
Oh yeah, she was definitely sexy. She had broken her nose at one point.
Oh, you think
her nose was crooked. Yeah.
Okay.
And George Carmen is the prosecutor, and he went at her hard.
He's a rough son of a bitch, and they call the lawyers over there, and they will use that term from time to time over here, but they will call lawyers over there barristers.
Okay.
So they call them Barrister Carmen.
Sure.
And yeah, he's really all the talking heads really back up that this guy's a real son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, and he's like talking to her and cross-examining her. He's like, You like to play the game Dare? I think your boyfriend dared you to suck his dick. I mean, basically, and he's he doesn't say suck his dick. He says blowjob, but he also describes like up and down head motion, and masturbating with your mouth.
Yep.
I never hear blowjobs called that.
Well, I think they're trying to church it up a little bit for TV, but good lord. Anyway, Jillian,
was turning me on is all it was doing.
You got a hard on from Barrister Carmen. Jillian is a soap star from television, and she's had to play a rape victim on her show, and the barrister likened her performance on the show to her testimony that day.
Right, exactly.
So basically what he's doing is trying to build a profile around her as a person that is a liar and someone who would kind of indulge in the kind of behavior that she is saying that she did not do.
And this is where they go outside and do the reenactment, and this is one of my favorite parts. So Jeff and her get into the Range Rover and see, it's impossible to do this.
There's like an arm brake or a hand brake in the way.
And emergency brake.
Yeah.
And then like all the judges and everybody, the jury is all looking inside of it, and she's like, "See, I can't do it," And then the guy and the girl from the Sun Times goes in there, and she goes to town.
She's full on sucking his cock.
And the dude was liking it. It was just a reenactment. And then all the old guys were like looking in, they're smiling like, oh yeah, this can happen.
Now I'm interested in this show. Then they talk about Jeff Knights. They move away from Jillian and over to the man who received the blowy himself, Jeff Knights. And they said this guy has a history of convictions. And again, they're trying to build a case against this person's character, saying this is someone who very easily could and would lie in a court of law. He takes the stand to defend himself, and they keep saying the phrase erect penis during this part.
Oh, yeah. And supposedly he signed a confession, like saying, signed a confession that he was doing, gross indecency. He's like, I was drunk, that's why I signed it.
I was going to say, the truth is, it probably wasn't they just said it, but he probably actually did sign it, but you're right. Because he was drunk, he's trying to negate the whole thing.
Yeah, and that the barrister is like talking about how, he goes, when you get the urge, you've been drinking, you get the urge and all this stuff, and it was pervert.
So, he admitted things to the police, and then the barrister, Carmen, he hits him pretty hard here, saying, read off some of your criminal corrections. He broke a guy's nose, burglary, assault charges, criminal damage. The guy has got a rap sheet.
Sure.
And this is a testimony probably to the girl herself. Like, who would be attracted to a classic bad boy like this?
Yeah. And so then the barrister, Cartman, he also comes up with a video of Gillian she's drunk, and she is
She's at a party with friends.
She's at a party, drink champagne.
Yeah.
And she starts sucking on a sausage, and she puts a bottle in her mouth like she's getting a blowjob. And then she turns around and like puts the bottle where her butt is. And watching the barrister describe this is worth watching for sure.
The narrator of the whole program calls this the celebrity trial of the decade. To me, it's not so salacious that it should be. It probably shows the temperament of the UK if this is the biggest thing that's happening.
And then, that's when, like I said, Gillian did really good at the beginning when she was being, up in the stand.
Yeah.
But she's back on the stand, and her testimony goes bad. I mean, she's like, blah, 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 and it just not doing well.
When she's back on the stand, they show that tape, and then she says some stupid stuff about how she didn't blow the bottle. But to me, it was very clear that's exactly what she was doing. But
she was saying that she was trying to make it whistle, like on top of a bottle.
It's very clear that's not what she was doing. But in her defense, and seeing it from my point of view, a third party, non-biased, who gives a shit?
Right.
To me, at the end of the day, what this comes down to is, did you see a guy's cock in this girl's mouth or not?
Right.
It comes down to that and that only. You can build whatever kind of character case you want.
It doesn't have anything to do with their history, whether they're freaks in the...
A video from a few years ago, who gives a shit about that? None of that shit matters. But they're still trying to build this case. It's just a dumb, fun video in my perspective.
And one of the things that I didn't like was, like, they had the expert on pancreatitis on, and all they did was, like, say, here's the expert on pancreatitis. And they didn't, like, show any of that. And all of a sudden
the only thing that guy said was like, hey, this is not how it would be if you had pancreatitis.
You wouldn't be out.
See you later.
You wouldn't be out drinking.
Right.
See you later. And so then the cop comes on and he talks, and somebody goes, "You fucking wanker!" I was like, "Whoa, this is like a TV show." Like saying you fucking wanker.
During the video too, there's a lot of sausage mouth talk.
Oh, lots.
And then they're like, "What part of a woman's anatomy is the craxy?" Because they keep saying craxy.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's somewhere between the vagina and the butthole, I think. Anyway, at this point, I write, this sucks.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, the barrister paints Jillian as an exhibitionist. And then, that pancreatic expert is like, whatever he was feeling does not align with the story that he was telling. And then a police officer takes a stand.
Right. This trial goes 10 days. And the jury takes 2 days to decide, and it ends up being the son is who won. Am I close or am I?
Yeah. I don't know where we are with the timer. I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, it has to be pretty close. Yeah, so they, and so they say that the son wasn't malice or whatever, and they award them. And as soon as Gillian finds out, she like faints. And this goes the camera shots of this fainting and dragging her out of the courtroom takes forever. And
it takes a while. They do drag her out. They get her on like a stretcher, take her outside, and they're basically saying that she's, based on the who she hired and all this fanfare, she's out £500,000.
Right.
Which is quite a lot of money.
Which is $1.55 to our dollar.
So basically, she lost. And at the end, they give it a little wrap up, and they said Carmen, the defense attorney, he's a dead guy now. The prosecuting attorney, Beloff, he's very successful.
Right, and the gangster boyfriend, Knights, he dies of cancer.
About a year before this was made, 2013. Yeah. And then
Maybe
Jillian,
he did have pancreatitis.
Maybe he did. And then Jillian declined to appear on camera. The end.
Liked it.
What's that?
I liked how he did that. We did a really good job.
Oh, I like it too.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
One and done. That's the name of the game, buddy.
That's why we're watching it.
Why didn't the trial work? What happened here?
Why didn't it work? Well, I think you would have a tough time getting stars to like let this information go out about their trials.
Do you think they need permission to?
I don't know. I would assume they need some kind of permission, or
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it's public record or what.
I honestly I don't know how that works here in the United States, and I'm sure there are different laws in the UK, but I don't know how that works either.
I don't think it was as cheeky as some court shows are. Like
Cheeky.
Yeah,
That's a British term.
I know. That's what I'm trying to make. I want Chris to be like, oh yeah, smoke a fag. I know what he's saying. That's what they call them.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, individual cigarettes.
Yeah, so I don't think it was cheeky and like, I don't know, just cheesy. I just think it was a well done.
You think it was well done across the board?
I think it was well done. But I think you would have a hard time getting the rights or whatever to these court cases, and then, you know what I mean?
I'd be curious to know what the laws are regarding that.
Yeah.
Is it public domain that you can just swoop in and use whatever story you want for this show?
Sure.
I don't know.
You can't make a profit off somebody else's name.
What would you do to improve this show?
Ooh.
Was there something in there that you saw that you're like, I don't know?
I really found it interesting how like the courtroom was set up and everything. It was just really cool. I don't really know.
Oh my god!
I don't really know how to fix this.
Hold on, what is happening here? Oh my god!
I'm just letting you know I'm giving it a blowjob bump. Just so you
a
know.
BJ bump?
A BJ bump.
Oh my god! Okay, and I think
for you, what do you think? Why do you think it failed?
It's difficult for me because this is not the kind of show I watch.
Sure.
I'm not a reality television guy. This is kind of in the ballywick, to steal your word.
I invented that word.
Congratulations, I love it. I can't believe you came up with that. This is not the kind of show I would watch, but I'm trying to give it a fair shake. You know, so in the scheme of things, yeah, you like that? Unintentional.
Yeah.
Like you're shaking a penis.
Shaking more than twice you play with it.
I guess if I were to improve it, getting your dick sucked on the highway is not
worth millions of dollars.
Maybe like do a pilot about a murder instead.
I got you.
Have your pilot be of higher consequence
Sure.
than a guy coming into a lady's throat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We don't know he did that.
I'm going to assume that he did, and I'm going to go home and take care of business thinking about that. But if it had gone forward, obviously they're just taking high-profile cases and turning them into 45 minutes worth of content.
Sure.
That's what they're doing, right? There's no real question.
I agree with you. This wasn't probably the one to start with.
Perhaps. But maybe it's the one to, I don't know, Final Descent? Doesn't really make sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
There's nothing going on here. There's no scores. I don't get it. I think if this is widely broadcast across the UK, someone's going to see this and make note of it. I don't see anything about this show.
Wow.
It's not on Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb. I didn't see any kind of reviews for it. That's weird.
It's like a ghost pilot.
It is kind of like a ghost pilot. What would that sound like?
Can't do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport.
Were you here for that recording of Matt and Kevin?
The second part of it.
How'd it go for you?
Huh?
You think it went well?
Please remain seated.
Oh, they did a great job.
Yeah, that's fine.
Captains, turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Okay. So, yeah, this is our time to shine, right?
Yeah, we're going to rate this. This is why. I mean, this is basically why you've been listening for the past hour and a half. Is what do these guys think of this show?
Yeah, give me a number in measurement associated to how you feel about the program in question.
Because you're going to quantify it.
Very good. Very good, everyone. 1 to 7 is the scale taken from the program from the 1990s called Wings. 1 to 7, all the characters involved, 7 being the best. It's going to be a Brian Hackett. All the way down to the worst score you can get. That's a number 1. That's a Roy Biggins. Captain Philip, rest assured, I turn to you. How do you rate The Trial?
I told you I was giving it a blowjob bump. I thought they did a great job.
Hold on, but in the beginning of the season, you said I don't like British shows. It's getting a British debump.
But then after the second one, I said I can't do that. That's not fair.
Okay, so this isn't
it's
going
not,
down.
It's not Brexit. I'm not doing that kind of shit.
Okay, so
I'm not doing unfair stuff.
Even playing field.
Right.
Boom, it gets a BJ bump.
Right, because of the great way and very descriptive they were. They were so descriptive.
Pretty descriptive.
That they were creative about it. I mean, it was very like. It wasn't raunchy.
No.
It was very like scientific and like technical, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Give it that blowjob bump. I'm giving this a 5.
Wow.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Okay. Anything you want to throw on top of that, or are you good?
I got tons of stuff. Again, 10 minutes into it, we had to have Eli go to his room. I loved how they went into the car for the reenactment. I go, boy, that girl from the sun really can work a shaft. Gillian was hot, right?
Right, but she wouldn't be in every episode, but I hear what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, and again, I was going to say, what are the rules of like profanity and sexual content on the BBC?
We don't know what that is.
We probably should have done that at the beginning of like the Tuckley 10.
No, I'm not doing that. Do you want to go back and re-record all those episodes?
No. So, no, I liked it. I had a good time.
5. You've said some things that have really opened my eyes during the show.
Sure.
So, where I would have given it a lower score, I think I'm just going to do one lower than you. I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay, so no blowjob bump.
No BJ bump. No, I don't want to hear an old man descriptively talk about giving head.
I don't care who is describing it. I don't care if Steve Urkel is describing it.
Steve Urkel?
Or
Stefan Urkels?
Or what's the guy?
Dustin Diamond, Screech from Saved by the Bell.
I don't care who's describing it. If they do it right, they do it right.
All right, that's fair. I guess it was done well. It's tough for me to see this completely unbiasedly because I don't give a shit.
You're not in that kind of genre.
I want to be entertained by dramatic or comedic elements. People who are writing, I just don't want to see reenactments of shit and like shitty talking heads. I'm so over that stuff. But I think if it has to be done, this was done fairly well. Like I can appreciate what they attempted to do, even though I don't give one single shit about it.
Okay.
So you give it a 5. I'll give it a 4. And with that, we will close the book on The Trial, and we will never speak of it again. But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the entire episode of MEEBOX. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. MEEBOX is a sketch show involving archive manipulation, cut-ups, revoiced clips, animations, spoof pop videos, lip syncing, and mock TV clips. You can find the entire episode of MEEBOX by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on our classically blue links in our show notes.
Or go to YouTube, and you know what to do, Tube. That's all. I don't know why you won't just put a goddamn period in there. I'm almost to the point where I'm not talking about it. It's not even a bit anymore. It's like either get it together or don't.
Just so we're clear, it is a bit. Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. We have a website. We paid the money for it, okay? No matter...
It's coming up soon.
Go there or not.
Yeah.
I don't care if you go to the website or not.
We want you to because we paid for it and it's coming up again.
I'm just saying that if you don't go there, it doesn't mean that our website doesn't exist. It exists. We paid for it. It's there.
Right. That's true. We haven't updated like any pictures or anything. We should probably update some stuff.
I got some good shots of my penis I should put on there.
Oh, okay. Why would you take those? Just so you remember it when you get fat?
When? CouchPilotspodcast.com is our email address. If you go to our website, you can check out any of our social media contacts and give us a shout out, follow us, send us a message, whatever you want to do.
Our dial-in number is there as well.
Yeah, we mentioned it before, 910-PILOTS-1, 910-745-6871. Leave us a message.
Wouldn't it be awesome if Matt left us a message?
That'd be great.
That'd be great. A song. A Couch Pilot song.
Oh, Matt Farley.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was in my notes to say, because he'll write songs for anything. So right. I almost asked him, what would it take for you to write a Couch Pilot song? Maybe we ask him.
Yeah.
Anyway, patreon.com. It's a website where you can support art. If we had to be categorized as something, I guess it could be art.
We have
I don't know.
We have to.
So go there if you like what you hear here and you want to donate to the show. We would very much appreciate it. And then there are different levels in which you can do so. And each with not only you get the show free forever, and you could give us a couple of shekels to keep the lights on, but there's also things once you do that we will give back to you. So you're getting even more. It's madness how much we are willing to give of ourselves for just a few bucks.
Instead of shekels, you should have said a few pounds. Because of because we're doing
because
UK.
How much weight I've gained. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Because of the currency in the UK.
The currency in the UK is what I meant to say. Yes,
it's a cursive L with a line through it.
Doesn't make any sense. That's ridiculous. Probably not any more ridiculous than an S with one line in it. Blake,
Portsmouth. Does Chris live in Portsmouth?
That's another ridiculous word. Hey, look, I hope you're.
Or how about foul mouth? There's a foul mouth.
You know what? I think you're foul mouth.
You know what? You're right.
Good luck with your butthole.
I am no Matt Farley by any means.
Good luck with your butthole hose camera. I hope it goes well.
Hopefully I get some stills.
You talking about putting new pictures up on the website?
I'm hoping to get a couple stills so I can put them on the group text.
Any Crosby stills?
Just a lot of Nash.
No Nash. What about Razor Ramon?
Nash ass. All right,
that's quite enough of that. I know it's probably difficult in this time of health uncertainty, but do you have a message of positivity that you'd like to put out to everyone?
In times of stress, in times of strife, you find out who your true friends are.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And there's people that will care about you, and no matter if it's just one or two sentences or a hug from a robot man, right? They will show you that they care about you, and fuck the rest of them.
Oh, for Blake Clayton and Robot Man, this pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next time.
See you later, Robot Man.
Bleep, blop, bloop.
On behalf